expanded on. Here, what? Let's do it again. In general, guys, what's the goal of an equation? What's the goal of an equation? To find x, isolate the variable, and get x by itself. When you get x by itself, you're able to solve x. Copy this down. Literal equations have no numbers. Literal equations have no numbers. That's what we're going to learn. Literal equations have no numbers. They're just usually formulas, okay? Like F equals ma, that is what we are, what's known as a literal equation.
We copy the one to start.
Yeah, no, you copy this top one, and then here's your example, F equals ma. If you are illiterate, that means what? If you're illiterate, that means what, guys? Illiterate? Okay, if you guys are literate, what can you do? What are you able to do? Yes, Robert, raise your hand. Yes, Robert? Read. If you're illiterate, you can't read. So literal equations involves letters, okay? Just a whole bunch of letters. Here it is. Just letters. Literal equations, not just letters, okay?
Oh, the cooling man's
Now, here's the problem though. It doesn't mean for you to panic, okay? It does not mean for you to panic. Only variables, what are we going to do? Yes? No. Maybe at the end of class we'll play it. Okay. Here we go. So literal equations is just a fancy word for formulas, okay? Here's an example of the formula. Area is equal to base times height. That's known as what? What is this? A literal equation. Volume is equal to base times height. What is this? Literal equation. And the formula for distance is equal to rate times time. What is distance equal to rate times time? Kayla. What is distance is equal to rate times time? Rate times time. What is it a form of? It's the topic of this entire lesson. Say it. Yes, Evan? Thank you. Literal. Here we go. The goal of a literal equation is to isolate, oh, you guys copy this out. Isolate for a particular variable. So if I say solve for, let's just say f, you solve for f. Let me just write f equals ma. If I tell you to solve, hey, if I tell you to solve for A, then you're solving for A. So you want to get A by itself. How do you get A by itself here? How would you get A by itself here? Eduardo, I know you do. How would you get A by itself here?
Divide F by A. I mean by M.
You divide M on both sides, and you would get A by itself. A is equal to F over M. And that's the entire point of literal equations, okay? Huh?
What's your answer to divide?
Then A is equal to what? F divided by M.
Then
The answer is also in letters. For literal equations, the answer is also in letters. Does that make sense? Huh? I know it's hard to understand exactly. Literal equations are very important going forward, okay? So, by definition, this is, you don't have to copy. By definition, variables represent numbers, and therefore, variables have the same properties as numbers. Here we go. Can somebody, Sonia, read this?
I agree. Variables can cancel each other,
Out.
but I think, out. I think that is called inverse operations, right? Can we review
Those.
both?
Of course we can review those. We don't want you guys to look like,
the more I think, the more confused I get.
I agree with the thing that says opposite.
yeah. Okay, We know how to solve traditional equations. Let's just say x plus 6 is equal to 9. You have to, in order to solve for x, you have to do the inverse, which is what? Subtract 6, right? What if it's x minus 3 is equal to 6, you have to do the inverse, which is add. So you subtract, you add. If it's 3x is equal to 15, we all know we divide. And the last thing, 1/3 x is equal to 2. What do you do?
You multiply.
What do you multiply specifically? Yes? You multiply the reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 1/3? 3 over 1 on both sides. And so 3 times 2. Okay. Multiplication. Okay, here we go. Oh.
Oh, it's Lakers. I hate Lakers.
Yeah.
Kobe.
I don't like the Lakers either. My favorite team is gonna show up in a couple of seconds. Okay.
Kobe thinks he's all that.
Hey, all of you guys, Mario, Francisco, check it out. Okay, all of you guys know how to solve this even mentally. But if you were going to show inverse operations, what will you do to solve this? Just, I need hands. Yes, Adrian? You subtract 3 on both sides. Okay, you subtract 3 on both sides. You get on the bottom, x is equal to 2. Yeah. Guys, you have to do this method because when we do literal equations, it's going to get confusing and you don't know what to do. Okay, now watch. This is the same exact thing. It says solve for A. A plus B is equal to C. So, if it's plus B, what should we do? What's the opposite operation that we should? What's that? Yes? We subtract B from both sides. From both sides. If you subtract B here on this side, it's going to cancel out. And you have to subtract B on this side. So the B's cancel out. You're left with only A is equal to C minus B. Fistify. Guys, Fistify, where are we? How comfortable are you guys with this? Okay.
Wait, go back.
So you basically solve for A the way that you normally would solve for A, except instead of numbers, you use letters instead. That's the entire point of this lesson. Okay? So, pretty straightforward. Felipe, are you comfortable with this? So how would you solve for A here?
You have to subtract B both sides.
On both sides, good. So, normally, how would you solve for X here, guys? How would you solve for X here? What type of operation is this?
You divide.
Yes.
Multiply 6 and 4.
You multiply 6 times 4. You multiply 4 by both sides, right? Because you want to do the inverse. This is division right now, x divided by 4. So we just multiply both sides by 4. 4's cancel out. Here, we multiply both sides by 4. 4's cancel out, and you get x is equal to 24. Okay.
The same thing if you multiply 6 times 4.
Yeah.
Can you just cross multiply?
Yes, that's the other method that you could do. 6. Vanessa. The other method is what Sonia suggested, cross multiplying. And cross multiplying, 6 is over 1, 1 times x is x, 4 times 6 is 24. You get x is equal to 24. How would you go about solving for this then? Solve for A. Solve for A. It's the same concept. Same concept as we did here. How would you solve for A? Guys, I need hands here. Yes, I would. What will you multiply both sides by? You would multiply B to both sides. If you multiply B to both sides, the B's cancel out on this side, and B times C. So